Alright, sorry guys. Yes, I know, weird way to start a video, but the song was on when I wanted to start taping, so I wanted to show you guys the song. I don't find anything wrong with that. But so this is the preliminary story, but before that I gotta put my son down to bed because he's inside crying. I just got home from the gym. I'll talk to you in, give me 6 minutes. Alright, what is up YouTube? Ken here. Like I said, just got done putting my son to sleep, and yeah, I'm here. This video is about the preliminary. It's about how I got to where I am, so when I start sharing all the struggles in real life and documenting from day to day, you already know my story, you already know how I got here and whatnot. So this video, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to split it up into a couple videos or if it's all going to be this video. Not sure yet. I even have my lovely notepad here just so I can keep on track, because there's things that I want you to specifically know so you don't think that your story is unbelievably unique and you don't think that you are the outlier and no one else has had it like you. Because in terms of stress and in terms of what entrepreneurs go through, everybody can relate because everybody has something totally different. So first of all, how did I become a chiropractor? I think that's a good place to start, because this is also what I share in the community, and this is how so many people start to essentially, for lack of better terms, vibe with who I am and what I do, because they don't just see me as a doctor and they say, oh, he's a doctor, he doesn't have any of the struggles that I do or that I'm currently going through, and that's completely false. So when I was growing up, I was constantly sick. I was sick all the time. Strep, yearly, at least 3 times, 4 times a year I had strep. It was insane. I had like no immune system, so to speak. If a child didn't have an immune system, it might as well have been me. So I had strep, I got the flu every single year, whooping cough as a kid, tons of ear infections. Therefore I was put on rounds and rounds of antibiotics. I was told by every doctor that, you know, I just got a bad deck in the card, that this is just the way life is. Life is tough, that I should just stick with medications, and then it'll eventually get better and I'll eventually heal. And so anyway, this led up until all the way through what was it? My second year in college, so sophomore year in college. And I was just like, this is not living. This is not how it's meant to be. If you think about that, I was sick. Let's go conservative and say 6 times a year, okay? And I was out a minimum of a week, sometimes 2 weeks at a time. That's a minimum of 6 times, 1.5, about like, that's like one and a half months. So 10.5 months I was healthy, or I was not yet sick, right? 10.5 months. Is that living? Is that truly healthy? Is that even living any life that anyone would want? I sure didn't think so, because I thought it sucked. It was the frickin' worst. So there had to have been a different way, and there should be a different way. And I was always asking myself, how can one be healthy? How can one not be sick? And because it can't be the way that all the medical professors were talking about it, or medical doctors, excuse me. How it just is the way it is. How, you know what, bad luck, and you're just gonna have to keep it up with medications. But the older you get, the worse it's gonna get, because the older you get, the worse your body gets. And so I was really good at math and I was really good at science in undergraduate and during my undergrad. And so I was like, well, my dad always said, go into the med field because they make good money, right? And I knew that, everyone knows that. And so I took a medical aptitude test. So like an aptitude test is where you just, can you still hear me? Yeah, you can, the mic's right there. But an aptitude test is simply where you answer a bunch of questions and it prints out like your results. So have you ever heard of like personality tests or stuff? It's something like that. But it was for medical fields. And so I took it, I answered like 200 questions or something. And then the results came up and I went right away to number 6, because 6 is my favorite number. Of course, I mean, I looked 1 through 6. I don't remember what anything was, and it didn't matter because number 6 was chiropractor. And I was like, I've been to one once. You know, I got bad whiplash in a super bad car accident when I got T-boned, but like that's it. That's all I knew. They put these like things that made my shoulders bounce on me, like an electrical stim, I think, E-stim, and then they like cracked my neck and cracked my back in really rough ways, and that's all I knew about it. So wasn't really interested. But at that same time, get this, my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, I think she was sleeping with my firstborn, called me asked what I was doing that weekend, and because she knew I was coming home. Excuse me. And I said, I just took a test, and an aptitude test to see what I would do good in the medical field, so to speak, or to see what they think I would be good at, right? And she was asking the results, and I said, oh, number 6 is chiropractic. And she said, oh, no way, I just got a job at a chiropractic office. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, that's crazy. And she said, wait, you're coming home on Friday, right? And I was. And she said, my chiropractor is giving a lecture, and why don't you just come? It's free. He's going over, I forgot what he was going over. He was going over something, that's what she said. And I was like, yeah, I'll come check it out, because she said, yeah, hang out afterwards. Maybe you can go to dinner and ask him some questions or talk to him. And I did. And that was the start. That was the change of it. His name is Dr. Tony Lother out of Andover, Minnesota. He's the owner of Essentials of Life Chiropractic, and it's an amazing office. It's an amazing clinic. It's a complete family office. I think they see, this is going to sound crazy to a lot of you watching, but they see about, I think it's like 800 visits a week now. If you think about that, it's absolutely nuts. And anyway, so he shared what I was looking for, because remember, I was sick all the time, right? And I was trying to find an easy answer of, how can I not be? There's got to be a different way to health than just drugs and surgery and this just Band-Aid approach, this general Band-Aid approach. And so he simply explained how the body is designed to heal, how the body is designed to stay well or get well, but then more importantly, stay well. And it was so simple. The concept is so easy to understand, and yet it is still not known by the masses today. And I'm gonna get into this so much more in all these videos. And when you see the office, and when you go to the Facebook page, by the way, Live Chiropractic, so www.facebook.com/Live Chiropractic. Live is spelled L-I-V without the E. So you'll hear our message there. You'll hear it everywhere. If you follow my Instagram page as well, KenWilson_DC, you'll understand my message. But it's so simple, and it just changed my life from there. So that month after I heard that lecture, talked with him, I was like, that's it. That's for sure my calling. That's what I have to do. More people need to hear this simple way to not only get well, but to seriously stay well and not have to be scared of their own body and scared of health anymore. So I applied to chiropractic college, just like a medical degree, medical doctor, just like a dentist, just like an optometrist, just like a osteopathy, optometry. I don't know if I said that already, or if I said eye doctor or whatever. But it's another 4 years, so it's a doctorate. And what's actually kind of cool, and I just found this out, but I found these T-graphs. And so like this, right, with all the hours of schooling down here, and then medical doctor here, chiropractor here, and then all the classes, and then how much hours they had in schooling. And I found out before I went to school that chiropractors had hundreds of more classroom hours than medical doctors. And I was like, what in the heck? Like, because I always grew up thinking, well, medical doctors know the most, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. I'm not going to state anything, but that's a very interesting concept I have now with that. But anyway, got into school. I got accepted within that month too. I wrote I had to write letters, had to get, what are they called? Recommendations from people and all that. But went to the school, hated every day of it. I thought it was unlawful and illegal. You hear in all these movies of all these people going to med school, of how much time they spend in the classroom and how much time they spend studying, and how there's no such thing as school and life balance. It's just all school. And I thought that, whatever, that's just on the TV series, right? Grey's Anatomy. That's not true. That's not real. It's real. It's definitely real. There were a few trimesters straight where I had 31 credits. And I remember in undergrad when I took 16, and I was like, oh, I'm never doing that again. That's like a lot. 31 credits. So yeah, got through that. Did the national board exams, passed those, and became a chiropractor. And then, man, there's so much more inside that as well that I wish I'll share all. It's so hard looking retrospect and trying to catch you guys up, because once we're caught up, that's when the fun happens with all the documentary and then the day-to-day, which is going to be hard for me to consistently post to here and not just Instagram, because right now I'm just all over Instagram. So definitely if you want like the day-to-day, if you want the full out me with no edits, well, soon to be edits. Right now I'm just posting everything, as you can see, nothing special yet. yeah, so that's how I chose chiropractic. And then the whole story going through chiropractic college was I was going to go work with Dr. Tony, the guy who got me into chiropractic, along with my wife, right? And we were going to just blow up the city of Andover in a good way. That's probably bad with today's news now, so don't take that bad. It's in a good way. We were going to expand true chiropractic and true neurological based healing, which is chiropractic. So essentially, like, I'm a neurologist. Sounds weird to say, but I'm definitely a neurologist, and like I feel like chiropractic today is being bastardized, so to speak. So if you're watching this and you're a chiropractor and you're not talking about neurology and stuff like that, stop. You know you're doing it wrong. Everyone already knows that chiropractic has something to do with cracking bones, right? Which sounds horrible. Which just listen to the words you're saying. That's not accurate, but everyone knows if you have something wrong with your neck or something wrong with your back or something, maybe like a pinched nerve that's getting more deeper, but then go to a chiropractor. But anyway, if chiropractic is one of the most misunderstood professions in the world, and if you're listening and you're still not sure what chiropractic is, but you've been to a chiropractor before, it's probably been like this, right? You go in, you fill out some paperwork just like any health office, and then you lay down on the table. They feel along your spine, they adjust you 1 or 2 times in the mid-back, they roll you on their side, adjust your hips, pelvis, and adjust your pelvis the other way, and then maybe adjust you here and here or here and here, right? That sounds familiar? Well, yeah, that's how they usually do it. And the way I see that is wrong. It is wrong. That's not what it's for. It is chiropractic Advil. It's like buying the iPhone and only using it for the calculator. Simply doesn't make sense, right? So that's not it. But anyway, I'm getting way off course, way off track. I'm sorry. But so that was the plan, to go work with Dr. Tony Lothar and really become the health experts in the city, like they already have. So clearly, I didn't choose that. Clearly, that wasn't my path that I was supposed to take. And they're doing amazing. They're doing such wonderful things and serving so many people. They are by far the kings of the city, Essentials Life Chiropractic. And everyone should definitely, if you're in the North Metro, go there. They're great. They're going to help you heal. They're going to help you along your health journey. And you couldn't find another group of smiling, happy, joyful, all around, not just happy, but joyful people to serve you and help you along your health journey. So go there. That's my plug for the day. Another plug is for sure LaCroix. For sure LaCroix. I don't get paid by them, but maybe I will soon. So LaCroix, reach out. Would love to collaborate. So definitely do that soon. I like every flavor but coconut. Just let you know. So anyway, what I chose to do after a ton of consideration and after getting married, I got married in the middle of doctorate school. We chose to start our own practice, and we wanted to open our practice in Apple Valley, Minnesota. And so we started that venture. Long story short, we moved 3 times since we got married just to get into Apple Valley, which is southern cities of Minneapolis. It's just south of Minneapolis a little ways. And started doing that. I started going to business after business after business, meeting the owners, meeting the managers, just really trying to meet people and know people and get a grasp of the city and how the city moves, what the talk is in the city, and just become the face of health in the community. And to do that, you have to get to know everyone. And so I was doing that. I probably went to about 250 businesses, so to speak, and started building great relationships. Was talking with restaurants and certain marketing strategies for chiropractors. There's something called fish bowls. It's just where you make a really, really good relationship with a restaurant. And if they cater and if they want more dollars coming in and more cash flow through their catering services, I would recognize that. I would collaborate with them if I liked them, if I liked their food, if I liked their catering, and then if they liked me as well, we would collaborate, and essentially people would put their business cards in like a little Dropbox, right? And then we would call, I would have an event coordinator on staff go, or it was me doing all this. I didn't have an event coordinator at this time, but they would go, they would grab all the cards out of the bowls and call people. So it was very, very warm leads to really get a message of health and wellness out there and really
create a life of less stress inside the workplace. So essentially you can call it like a corporate program, right? So all these businesses of the community would go into the restaurant for lunch, see the bowl, and say, oh, cool, yeah, I wouldn't mind a free lunch, right? Not just for me, but for like my office, my whole building. It's a pretty generous offer too. Costs a lot of money, but that's fine. And so they would put their card in, right? They would put their card in. We would call them, and something very attractive to all the business owners was that this doesn't matter. I'm going too far into it, but I made a lot of connections doing that with restaurants, with finding restaurants with enclosed rooms so we could do lectures there in the community for like patient appreciation days, and it was great. And then, not out of the blue, we kept in contact, but Dr. Scott graduated in our class with myself and with a bunch of other people. We got together, got some coffee in Edina, and really started talking how each other was doing and asking how the leases were coming, and because we were both doing the same thing in different cities, close cities, about 30 minutes away, 20, 15, depending. But then we really started asking ourselves, because we were always in like middle of doctor school, like, yeah man, if I was ever going to open a practice with anyone, it would be with you. And because we both had the same philosophy on healing, the same philosophy of what chiropractic truly was, the same understanding of adjusting and the intent behind it, and the power of the chiropractic adjustment and what it can do to truly innovate people's health and bring the health out of people and live health from within, and stop taking outside in approaches like drugs, surgery, potions, lotions, all this stuff that try and mask pain, but truly get the body healing like it should, because we realize that it's obvious. If there's any impairment to the nerve system, health isn't there, and health can't be there. Once again, I'll get into that later. But that's what we understood what chiropractic was, and we were probably the closest when it came to that in our understanding. Like I said, all that was midway through chiropractic school, and then we're like, we still could merge. We still could merge and do this together, and that was it. That was the moment. It was like, oh my gosh, damn, that's true. We can. I was thinking about that, right? I already met well over 400 people in Apple Valley. He was doing the same, but we're like, oh my gosh, like we could, instead of doing the same thing in different cities, why don't we combine and truly make more impact with more momentum? And we both move off potential. We both move off momentum, and we both move off more impact. So we did it. We merged. The lease was being written up, and the day I got the lease from the Apple Valley contractor or whatever location, that's when we decided, yeah, let's do it. So literally we merged, didn't start going full force in Edina, but merged, and now it wasn't Awaken Life Chiropractic in Apple Valley, but we decided to just stick with Scott's name because he already had that name rolling in Edina, and Edina's Edina, man. Like if you're from the Twin Cities, if you're from Minnesota at all, you just know Edina is an amazing place, and it's interesting and very different, and the city moves. It's constantly hustling, and they're always making big moves and innovating, not just the businesses, but the lives of everyone in it. It's an amazing place. I actually got my wife, it's not right, it used to be right there on that chair over there, because she was wearing it the other day. But it's a shirt, one of those nice 3/4 shirts that said New York, London, Milan, Edina. And it's like a funny joke too, but anyway. So there we were. Dr. Ken Wilson and Dr. Scott Hawkins, co-founder of Live Chiropractic in Edina, Minnesota, right off France Ave. Well, once again, if you're from the Twin Cities, if you know Edina, you know France Ave. It's the street. So that's cool. That's where we were, and that's when things also changed rapidly. And this, I'm gonna wait for the next video because this is now a 20-minute video, but this is when I'm gonna start talking about the struggles and start talking about why I want entrepreneurs to listen to this and to fully understand the messages within what I'm saying and read between the lines, because there's a lot of stuff I can't say, but there's a lot of stuff if you just listen with intent and you're conscious about what I'm saying, you're gonna pick, and you're really gonna hear what I'm saying. It's gonna impact your life. It's gonna help you. It's gonna grow you. It's gonna grow your business. It's gonna grow your family. It's gonna do all that. So hope you enjoyed that video. I'm gonna go more in depth with that. You're gonna hear a lot of ideas as we keep going. But thank you for watching. Again, LaCroix, let's collaborate. I'll see you soon.